working on activity 1 on finding cubed roots. So here they're giving us a visual of a cube, and they're telling us that the volume is 125 feet cubed. So we're going to write our formula for finding the volume. So to find the volume of a cube, we're going to do length times width times height. Okay, well, that's of a rectangular prism. So the unique thing about the volume of a cube is all of your sides are going to be the same. So our length, our width, and our height are all going to be the same number because cubes have all side lengths that are exactly the same. So we're going to substitute in 125 where our volume is, or our V. So I have 125 feet cubed equals our length times our width times our height, which they have identified as S's. So there's how many S's there? There's 3. So we have S to the 3rd power. Okay, so just like when we worked square roots and squared, the opposites are, well, the opposite of a 3rd root, or sorry, a to the power of 3 or cubed is going to be a 3rd root. So this is what this would look like. 3rd root would just have a 3 on the outside. So understanding when you were doing square roots, when there was no number out here, it really has a 2 there. They just don't put the 2 there. The square root means having a 2 on the outside. Any number beyond that, they're going to start any root beyond that, they're going to start giving us a different number on the outside. So they'll identify it by putting that smaller number on the outside. So we want to find a number times itself 3 times that would equal 125. So if we just test, well, it ends in a 5. So let's try 5. So if I do 5 times 5, that's going to give me 25. And then if I take that times 5, we get 125. So we just found out that our answer would have been 5 times 5 times 5. So our side length is going to be 5. And the label was feet. Okay, so they're also going to ask us the surface area. So they're telling us the volume, and then they're asking us to find the side length and the surface area. So let's discuss surface area. Well, surface area is you're going to do the area of each side. So if I find the area of this front side, okay, we would do side times side. So if I know that each of those is 5, so I'm going to do 5 times 5. That's going to give me 25. Now, this is a cube, so all sides are exactly the same. So I have how many of those sides? I have 6. So to find my surface area, I'm going to do 25, because that's the area of one side, times 6, because there are 6 sides, and that gives me 150. So my surface area would be 150 feet squared, because it's area. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and try another one of these. And once again, we're going to be doing the ones that are most difficult. Whoops, I'm going to keep that out there. Together, and then you'll do the ones that are a little bit easier on your own. Okay, so we have, I guess I didn't need that. We have the volume is 1/8 yard cubed. Okay, so volume equals 1/8 cubed. Okay, so our volume is, we're going to take our 3 sides and multiply them together. So S times S times S has to equal, sorry, my 1/8 needs to go in the front. So S times S times S. Or the other way that can be written is 1/8 equals S to the 3rd. So to get rid of that S to the 3rd power, we have to do the 3rd root of 1/8. Okay, so that looks like this. The 3rd root of 1 over the 3rd root of 8. And once again, we're working the ones that are most difficult so that you can kind of try the ones that have whole numbers more on your own. So this one I'm just breaking down. What number times itself 3 times would give us 1? Well, that has to be 1. 1 times 1 times 1. So now for 8, it has to obviously be a number smaller than 8. So, well, 1 times 1 times 1 gives us 1. So let's try 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Times 2 gives us 8. There it is. So it's going to be 1/2 for our answer for our side length. So our side length is 1/2 yard. Okay, now surface area. So I'm going to substitute in 1/2 where I have. Okay, so to do surface area, remember we're going to find the area of one of the sides. So if I have to find the area of that blue square, I would do 1/2 times 1/2. So when I do that, I get to go straight across. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. My area is 1/4. Now, how many of those sides do I have? Well, it's a cube, like a die. I have 6 of them. So now I'm going to take 1/4 times 6, which I'm going to write out as 6 over 1. And I can multiply straight across and get 6 over 4 and reduce, or I could reduce by cross canceling, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and cross cancel. I can see that 2 would go into both of these numbers, into 4 twice and into 6 3 times. So now I get 3 over 2. So our surface area is 3 over 2 yards squared, or 1 1/2 yard squared. Okay, so you could either have 3 over 2 yards squared or 1 1/2 yards squared. Okay, so that was letter E. Those fraction ones always seem to be really tricky, so I try and do those with you. Okay, so let's try letter D. So letter D has got a decimal. Once again, it's a tricky one, or so we think. Okay, so our volume, remember our volume is going to be our side times our side times our side. So our volume equals S to the third power. Okay, so they're telling us the volume is 0.001 equals S to the third power. So to get rid of this third power, we have to do the third root. So we need to find what number times itself 3 times is going to give us 0.001. Okay, because it ends in a 1, I know 1 is involved. So now it's just figuring out the decimal place. So let's try 0.1 times 0.1. Which would give us 1 with 2 decimal places, so I would have to put in an extra 0. And now I would do that times 0.1 again, which would give us 1, and now we have 1, 2, 3 decimal places, so 2, 3, there's our 0.01. So what was our side length? It was 0.1 units was centimeters. Okay, so now we're going to do our surface area. So if this is 0.1 and this is 0.1, what's our area for this square? Well, 0.1 times 0.1 is going to be 1, and then we'd have 2 decimal places, so 0.01. And we have 6 of those sides. So we're going to do 0.01 times 6, which is going to give us 6 and a 0, and we have 2 numbers behind a decimal, 1, 2. We get 0.06 units is centimeters, and its area, so it's squared. Okay, that's it for this part of the activity. So good luck with doing A and B. They should be a little bit easier. If you need to use your calculator to help you out, that's fine. Good luck with this part of the lesson.